And so some of us can't really make it rain, okay? We've got like coins and penny. We're making it hail. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. First of all, I just have to commend myself for the consistency, because look at that, you got 2 videos within 1 week. Like, tell me I'm not making an effort. Tell me I'm not making an effort. You can't tell me. Okay. Basically, you can already see from the title of the video, we're talking numbers today, because I've had a few comments and messages from people asking me, what is the fees and how much do we get? Can we get money from student finance? Can we get money from NHS? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So these numbers and stuff, I am going off of what my experience was like. So other people may have had different experiences. Other people may have gotten more or less from student finance, more or less from NHS, more or less from a bursary, whatever else the case may be. Now, some of these, I will be making some guesses and estimations in this, and I will let you know whenever it's just a guess or an estimation. Let's just get into the stuff. So I'm breaking it down year by year. So if you are a new subscriber, and I know I've actually got quite a few new subscribers, hey, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. I've done a previous degree before. And I know, because I always get this question as well, I will say it again. My undergraduate degree was medical genetics, and I did that at Queen Mary University of London. And then I went on to do dentistry for another 4 years, and I'm currently in the 3rd of 4 years. So I'm almost finished. Oh Lord, I'm almost finished. And we're just gonna go straight into it. So overall, the fees for each year is £9,250 is what it costs in tuition fees each year. Now obviously this is for UK based students or people who are entitled to pay the fees of a UK student. Now, unless you are just balling like that and you've just got, you know, a nice little 9k something just tucked away for each year of dental school, you know, by all means go ahead and make it rain, okay? Some of us don't have it like that, and so some of us can't really make it rain, okay? We've got like coins and penny. We're making it hail. And so some of us have to apply to student finance or NHS bursaries or whatever else it is in order to get some sort of financial assistance, and there is nothing wrong with that. The common question I get is, if you have done an undergraduate degree and you had student finance help you out with that, and you are now going on to another degree, which being dentistry or medicine or whatever it is you choose to study, are you entitled to student finance? And the simple answer to that is yes. If you are going on to do a graduate entry dentistry course or a graduate entry medicine course, then yes, you may still be entitled to some help from student finance. Right, so for the first year, like I said, fees were £9,250. I believe I was granted the maximum help from student finance, and towards my tuition, they agreed to pay £5,785. Now this would have been for the 2017 to 2018 academic year, okay? So that's how much of the tuition they pay in that first year. So they don't actually pay the entire tuition. Throughout the entire course, student finance does not pay your entire tuition, okay? For the rest of the tuition fees, NHS doesn't actually contribute in that first year. So there are no contributions from NHS in that first year, which means that you yourself will have to fork up £3,465 towards your tuition fees yourself, okay? Student finance, even though they don't pay the whole of your tuition fees, they do, if they are granting you something, then they will also grant you something towards your maintenance as well. And for that first year, you know what, I actually salivated a little bit, because like, I forgot they actually paid us this much in the first year, but yeah. Yeah, they gave me £9,015. I feel like there must be an error here, because I don't remember getting that much from them. So, of course, if you are wise and smart and able to, you will go ahead and just take 3,000 plus from that and pay that towards your tuition as well. That way you'll be able to cover the portion that you have to pay yourself. If you're not able to do that, and maybe for some reason you just have loads of expenses, then yeah, you need a part-time job. you need like family or friends to help you out. You need a sponsorship. You're gonna need some help, mate. My university specifically, they also did an additional bursary for dental students because we as graduate dental students weren't entitled to the standard kind of bursaries they were offering to all their students on campus. It wasn't a lot. I think in total it was maybe about, maximum was about £1,300 to £1,400 maybe. That was obviously once again done by your household income. Right, and now that's first year. In the second year, so this was 2018 to 2019 academic year, the tuition fees were still the same, so £9,250. This time from Student Finance, they were contributing £5,535. Now this time, we didn't have to fork up any money of our own because we were able to apply to NHS bursaries for assistance this time. The NHS paid the remaining tuition fees, which would have come to, I think, £3,715. NHS would have paid to cover the rest of our tuition fees. Then in terms of our maintenance, it dropped a lot. From this point onwards, yeah, Student Finance, they said, listen, we're gonna give you this little pocket money and you guys are gonna have to make that work. Yeah, this time it was, I think, 2,324, okay, from Student Finance towards our maintenance. And that was for the whole year. Now, you may still hear that and feel like, oh, 2,324, that's a decent amount. And yeah, like, money is money. However, you've got to think that some people are paying, like, you know, 500 in rent every month or whatever. So let's say you were paying 500 in rent every month. That covered not even up to 5 months of your rent. And it was gone. And then you still got to eat because, like, you know, you need to survive and stuff. Or actually, I think some people were getting more if you fulfilled certain requirements. So maybe you had dependents like children and things like that. Maybe you have elderly family members that you're taking care of, or you are a carer for somebody, so on and so forth. Maybe you're entitled to some extra money due to maybe you have like a disability allowance or something like that as well. So the money could be higher. But I mean, for the standard student who maybe didn't fulfill those additional requirements, I believe these amounts that I'm mentioning are the maximum. NHS contributed towards our tuition fees, but then NHS also gave us some money towards our maintenance as well. And I believe the maximum was £3,974 for the year. But they split that up as payments once every month throughout the year. And that was it for our second year. Then that takes us on to our third year, which is pretty much the same as our second year. So I'm not going to go into it in detail. I'm just going to mention the numbers. In terms of tuition fees, it was the exact same. So 5,535 from Student Finance and 3,715 from NHS. And then for maintenance, only a slight change, I believe, but it was 2,389 from Student Finance and 3,455 from NHS. So it didn't change all that much. I have not mentioned final year, which would be this year, 2020, going into 2021. And part of the reason is because I don't know what the figures are yet, okay? I don't know if things are going to change. I'm still waiting to hear back and find out what's going on with those. And so I know some of you might be like, oh, well, you know, for those of us starting dental school, that's the year we care about the most. It's safe to say that for your first year of dental school, it will probably follow the same pattern as it did for us in our first year. If you are doing a graduate course, you will most likely be having to pay about £3,000 plus towards your tuition fees yourself. The rest, hopefully, from Student Finance. Now, once again, obviously that may change slightly depending on what your household income is. Now, in terms of transport, that was one of the few cases as well where NHS stepped up and they actually gave us some money towards our transport. Now that was separate. We actually have to put in a claim for those separately, so they don't come automatically with the bursary payments or the Student Finance payments or anything. Now, our dental school is quite unique in that we're just based all over the place. You know, we have 4 different dental education centres: Accrington, Morecambe, Carlisle and Blackpool. But then our main campus is in Preston. But then we have to go up to Carlisle. We all go up to Carlisle for like our orthodontics courses. Some of us go to Blackburn for our oral surgery placement. Some of us have to go to Burnley for our paediatric placements. Like we're all over the place. And so we get back some money for travel. It's not a lot. And the only amount we can actually claim back is the difference in what it would usually cost you if you were just going to your base placement. And by our base placement, that is your dental education centre that you're based in. So for me, it's Accrington. I mean, let's say it cost me £5 every day to go to my Accrington placement. If I suddenly had to go to Preston for a lecture or Blackburn for a placement or wherever else, and then it cost me £10 every time I went to those places, then NHS would give me back £5. So just the difference. Okay, now that takes us on to our final section, which is just talking about part-time jobs, side hustles, where can you get money from, that sort of thing. I don't have a set part-time job. Now, some of you already know I come from a background where I have done like coding and all that kind of stuff before, and so I am able to take on little side jobs and stuff where I do little coding things. Okay, I'm just going to summarize it that way. I make little websites for people, I teach coding, and for a certain amount of time I was actually working at the Google Digital Garage where I was teaching coding to people, and I was doing it on a freelancer basis. And when the Google Digital Garage closed, because they only open temporarily in different locations, I went on to become a digital trainer with another agency, and so sometimes I still work with the Google Garage, and sometimes I work at other places. At the moment, during this whole coronavirus lockdown, I'm still doing them, but I'm doing them virtually online, and I get a decent amount each time I do those, depending. Now, for other people who are on my course, from what I know, I don't think I know anyone who has like a set part-time job. And what I mean by that is they have set days that they work every week or whatever else, because with this type of a degree, that's just not exactly possible. And so most of the time it's casual hours. Now there's someone on my course who does like Deliveroo, someone else who does like Uber Eats, someone who does tutoring, and then you have the people who've come from like maybe a previous professional background, so their previous degrees may have been biomedical science or pharmacy or dental hygiene or therapy, and so for them they're able to once again work casual hours in those roles as and when they're able to. Like I said, in your first year you do get a bit more from student finance and stuff, but that's also because you have to pay a lot more because you're paying part of your tuition fees. For the rest of the years, you are not getting that much. And so once again, unless you have, you know, maybe family that's quite well off, or you yourself just have a lot of money just saved up in the bank already or whatever else it is, then most times you'll probably end up working some sort of a casual role. I don't know what the jobs are like in and around, like, you know, all the different universities and where you can find stuff and blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, like, my name is not Indeed. Do you know what I mean? My name is not LinkedIn jobs. You know, usually each university as well has their own sort of like careers thing as well, where they can help people find part-time jobs. So that's always a good place to start. Now, there are stuff that you can do online. Like I said, I freelance certain stuff. So I'm also signed up to something called Upwork. And Upwork is like an online freelancer site. So when people need certain jobs done, they go onto Upwork and they hire someone. I've done random stuff where just participating in like market research, and I've gotten like $50 here or $100 here or whatever. Some of it was actually tailored for dental students, so it's quite lucky I found those ones, and then yeah, got a bit from those. I think that ended up being for Colgate. Yeah, it was for Colgate. You know, people also look on there for random kind of stuff. So sometimes they just need someone to proofread their work. If you speak other languages, that's to translate stuff for them sometimes. Or you could be an online subtitler. I do that as well, where I just do subtitles for stuff as well. For anyone who doesn't know, I have been studying Chinese for many, many years now. And I also recently took up Spanish about 6 months ago. So I'm able to do a little bit of translating for some of those, like for little TV shows, movies and stuff like that, put in the subtitles. So yeah, that's one thing, but it could also just be standard English subtitles, obviously, if that's what you want to do. So there's people who are starting businesses or whatever else, and they just need people to assist with like helping them research some stuff, cold calling, online customer service. Now this is all stuff that you could find through Upwork, or you can sign up to Upwork to do, and then obviously look for jobs that, you know, fulfill any skill sets that you've got. But it doesn't have to just be Upwork. There's 5 Squid, there's Fiverr, and yeah, just starting up your own thing. If you have something that you do already, then starting up your own thing as a bit of a side hustle. I come from a technical background, so I used to work for Apple as a technician, and so sometimes I still do little repairs for stuff, people's laptops, phones, that sort of stuff. Basically, end of story, you're just gonna have to hustle sometimes, okay? Just hustle and be done with it. That is it from me. Whew, I feel like I've just been talking for ages. Be on the lookout, because I do have another video coming out very, very soon. Hopefully you found that informative. If it was something you were curious about, hopefully I've answered your questions. And yeah, I will try to be consistent. I do have a whole nother YouTube channel with completely different stuff that I talk about there. And so it's been hard just trying to balance my time between the two. But yes, I will make more of an effort with this one. But yeah, hopefully you found this informative, and I will see you guys on the next video. So take care. Bye.
Give me all that you got now.